Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a spiritual framework that describes a journey, really, into the fabric of reality itself, a path to harness what it calls cosmic energy. So, what does this journey even look like? Well, it all kicks off with a really powerful metaphor. So, the central idea here is that life itself is this very unique journey. But we're not talking about just any old trip. This is a journey that promises a deep, fundamental change in who you are. And this is the big promise, right? The idea is that if you can grasp these concepts, you can actually change your whole experience of life, turning it into something, more knowledgeable and, in the end, way more blissful. Okay, so a journey like this, where does it even start? Well, according to the framework we're exploring today, it all begins with a feeling I think we can all relate to, the search for a better way to live. So, first things first, we've got to understand the quest itself. This is all about pinpointing the root problem of our busy, modern lives, and then discovering the solution that's being proposed, something called cosmic energy. This probably sounds familiar, right? We're all out there looking for health, for peace, for just a happy life. But the daily grind, it leaves us feeling completely wiped out, tired, and tense. The argument here is that this feeling isn't just in our heads, it's the actual root of our stress and our illnesses. And it all boils down to one simple problem. We're running on empty. We have a serious lack of energy. So what's the answer? Well, it's all about tapping into cosmic energy. This is described as the life force that's literally everywhere, holding the entire cosmos together, from galaxies and planets right down to you and me. It's presented as the essential fuel we need to not just get by, but to actually live a vibrant life. All right, so how do you get more of this stuff? This is where it gets really interesting. The source makes a super clear distinction. Sleep? Yeah, it gives you some energy, but it's an unconscious process. It's a limited top-up, and let's be honest, it's often not enough to get through the day. Meditation, on the other hand, is framed as a conscious way to plug in and download abundant energy, enough to totally supercharge your body, your mind, and your intellect. Okay, so if meditation is the key that unlocks all this energy, how do you actually do it? Turns out, the steps are way simpler than you might think. So here's the how-to. You just sit down somewhere comfortable, cross your legs, and clasp your fingers together. This is said to create a kind of energy circuit. Then you close your eyes, try to quiet down all that chatter in your head, and here's the most important part. You don't chant anything, no mantra. You just watch your own normal, natural breath. That's it. So why the breath? What's the big deal? Well, the idea is that as you focus on it, your thoughts just start to quiet down. The ultimate goal is to reach this state of no thought. That's the true meditative state according to this source. And it's in that deep silence that the cosmic energy can finally pour in, with nothing getting in its way. Now this is where things start to get really wild. Once that energy starts flowing, it supposedly kicks off this incredible healing process, but not in your physical body, at least not at first. It starts in what's called the energy body. Okay. To get this, we have to talk about something called the etheric body. Think of it like an invisible energy blueprint for your physical body. It's supposed to be made of over 72,000 tiny energy tubes called nadis. And this energy network is what's said to be the real source behind everything we do and everything we are. So here's how they say illness actually starts. It's a chain reaction. Our own thoughts, our worries, our stress, they block the flow of cosmic energy. This blockage starves our energy tubes, creating what are called etheric patches, kind of like weak spots. Over time, these invisible patches in our energy body manifest as actual physical disease. The root cause of all illness, in this view, is an energy shortage in the etheric body. But meditation completely flips the script. All that cosmic energy you're taking in, it's like a power washer for your energy tubes. It flows through with so much force that it cleanses and dissolves all those etheric patches. So the body is said to heal itself right from the source of the problem, with no need for any outside medicine. And believe it or not, the journey doesn't stop with just healing your body. That's kind of just the beginning. Once your energy body is all cleaned up and flowing smoothly, your perception itself can start to expand, opening you up to things like the third eye and even astral travel. First, let's talk about the third eye. And no, it's not a literal eye on your forehead. It's described more as a new sense. A tool that your soul uses to perceive realities that are vibrating at a higher frequency, stuff you just can't see or hear with your normal five senses. Getting this online is considered a huge step in your spiritual growth. And the text gets super specific about what this feels like. It's not just some vague idea. You might feel an itching or pulling on your forehead. You might start seeing flashes of color with your eyes closed, or hearing strange murmuring sounds. Some people even feel like they're traveling through a dark tunnel, or start receiving clear messages and answers to their biggest life questions. From there, this new awareness can take you to an even wilder place, astral travel. This is described as a fully conscious, on-purpose journey where your awareness, your consciousness, leaves your physical body in the form of an astral body and travels without the limits of space or time. And the experiences here are, well, even more out there. We're talking about feeling jerks in your physical body as your consciousness separates, a feeling of floating or spinning, or suddenly feeling as light as a feather. And then there's the classic out-of-body experience, literally seeing your own physical body sitting there from a different spot in the room. The big takeaway from all this is a single, powerful realization. You are so much more than just your physical body. Okay, so what's the point? Healing, a third eye, astral travel. Where is all of this actually going? What's the end game here? Check out this timeline of our development. It's pretty fascinating. It maps out how our mind and our intellect form as we grow up, but then it points to this really critical moment around age 28. From that point on, it claims your quality of life depends entirely on self-knowledge. If you don't have it, that's when misery starts to creep in. And what this does is it lays out two totally different paths for your life. It's a real fork in the road. Without self-knowledge, life is a cycle of suffering, stress, and just living without real awareness. With self-knowledge, the kind you gain on this journey, you find bliss, you understand your purpose, and you eventually become what the Source calls a creator. And that brings us to the ultimate destination of this entire seeker's journey, a state called enlightenment. So what is it? According to this source, it's simple but huge. Whatever you think manifests. You literally become a conscious creator of your own reality. A pretty wild idea to sit with, isn't it?